Hello, I'm David Kerr and you're watching Shalom World News. Here's your latest news headlines from around the globe. The Holy Spirit is the source of unity for the Church. That was the key message of Pope Francis upon the solemnity of Pentecost. Celebrating Holy Mass in St. Peter's Basilica, the Holy Father noted that while in the secular world unity normally requires a clear strategy and tight organisation, for the Church it is the Holy Spirit which guarantees unity amongst all those who proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ. He also urged those present and those watching via the media to look at the Church with the eyes of the Holy Spirit. In doing so, he said, we would realise that everybody has a place in the grand design of God, that none of us are bits of confetti blown in the wind, he said, but are instead irreplaceable fragments in a divine mosaic. The Pope concluded his homily by suggesting that by loving humbly and serving freely and joyfully, Christians can offer the world a true image of God. To do that, however, he said each Christian needs the Holy Spirit who, said Pope Francis, heals us of narcissism, victimhood and pessimism. Meanwhile, Saturday saw Pope Francis lead a global rosary rally to ask Mary, the Mother of God, for her protection and deliverance from the COVID-19 pandemic. The Holy Father prayed his rosary from the replica of the Lourdes grotto within the Vatican Gardens. At the very same moment, many of the most notable Marian sanctuaries across the world joined him in prayer. Those included the real Lourdes in France, Fatima, Lujan, Milagro, Guadalupe, San Giovanni Rotondo and Pompeii. The event was organised by the Pontifical Council for Promoting the New Evangelisation and was live streamed on the Vatican website and social media platforms. A young Ugandan woman has made headlines around the world after claiming that her Muslim father set her on fire after he discovered she was intending to convert to Christianity. 24-year-old Rehema Kuyamahendo made her claims to the Kenyan-based evangelical news agency Morning Star News. In a telephone interview with them, she recounts how her father, who's a Muslim cleric, used a jerry can full of fuel to burn her while they were staying overnight at a relative's house in the Mbale region of eastern Uganda on the night of May the 4th. Miss Kuyamahendo says she sustained burns to her legs, stomach, ribs, neck and lower back such that she has required hospital treatment for the past month. So far, it seems her father has not given any public comment, nor has he been arrested or even questioned by police. The pontifical charity Aid to the Church in Need described the Morning Star News as a reliable source of information. Archbishop John Wilson of Southwark in England has written to the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson to express concerns about the UK government's continued lockdown of Catholic churches and other places of worship. Archbishop Wilson explained to the Prime Minister that for Catholics, access to a church building was spiritually essential, something he said that was recognised by other governments internationally. Churches in England have been closed since March the 23rd, with the UK government not planning to reopen them till at least July the 4th. Archbishop Wilson pointed out that easing restrictions on other so-called non-essential facilities while churches remain locked is a violation of religious freedom, equality and justice. The Church and her divine mission are free gifts from God and not the result of a human plan. That's the message of the prefect of the Vatican's Congregation for the Evangelization of Peoples. Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle made his comments in an interview with Vatican News on May 27th, reflecting upon Pope Francis's address of a few days prior to the Pontifical Mission Society. Cardinal Tagle warned about the dangers of a church measuring her missionary activity by what he described as the standards and outcomes predetermined by models or schools of management. Cardinal Tagle said these things can help the church, but it can never replace its supernatural foundation. He also said that any Christian who is committed and joyful can become a great missionary amid the things of ordinary day life. The Vatican has published a new e-book to help parents and families of babies who've been diagnosed with serious congenital conditions in the womb. Entitled Yes to Life, the publication is the creation of the Vatican's Dicastery for Laity, Family and Life. Its pages collate key contributions from last year's Yes to Life conference held at the Vatican and organised in part by the Knights of Columbus. The conference brought together experts in the treatment of preborn and newborn babies who have a range of serious illnesses and disabilities. and all with the message that no matter a child's condition, life is always a gift that should be embraced and cherished. The ebook can be downloaded from the Dicastery's website. Finally, from military orders to holy orders. That's the remarkable life story of Father Nicholas Radloff, one of the most newly ordained priests of the Archdiocese of Dubuque in Iowa. Father Radloff joined the US Air Force after graduating from St. Louis University in Aerospace Engineering in 2008. He then spent 7.5 years as a navigator specialising in combat search and rescue. During his time with the Air Force, though, Father Radloff came across the story of Father Aloysius Schmidt, a priest of the Archdiocese of Dubuque and US naval chaplain who died saving 12 sailors during Japan's attack upon Pearl Harbor in 1941. That saintly influence led Father Radloff to sign up at seminary after signing off with the military in 2015. 5 years later, and he was ordained on May 23rd to the Holy Priesthood at the Cathedral of St. Raphael in Dubuque. Congratulations, Father Radloff, ad multos annos. Well, that's all for now. Do join me next time on Shalom World News for more headlines from around the globe. Until then, may God bless you. Shalom.